Hello and welcome to the Medins family. My name is Sean. I come from a large family, as you can see. I lost my place here in my script because I haven't memorized it yet. And for those listening, today we're going to start our first ever Welcome to the Medins podcast series with both video and audio options for hanging out with us. For a long time, people have been saying that they would like us to do a video kind of somewhat like Duck Dynasty. That seemed like a lot of work, so podcasts seemed a little bit more doable like this. Just so that they could keep up on our lives and everything that we were doing, how we were raising kids, playing music, doing ministry, and all the other kind of aspects of being in a big family and having our own families. So to kind of start, I think the best thing would be to meet everyone here. So, Dad, would you like to start? Introduce yourself, your name. You don't need to give your age, don't worry.
Dad's why are you making me go first?
It's oldest to youngest instead of youngest to oldest.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
A change.
So, Dad, tell your name, maybe your favorite color, and what you love about being our dad and having a big family.
Well, my name's really easy. It's called Dad. And I've loved being with this big family. And especially now all the extra members of the family as different ones get married. And it's your turn, Kim.
My name is Mom.
Hello,
and I like to say that I made this.
Mom. We're going to talk about that here.
But I love being the mom of this big family, and I especially like being the grandma of this big family with all the little grandbabies that we have.
So this next part is going to be a little interesting because we haven't worked out the kinks between Zoom, all the audio here and whatnot. But next in line would be Holly. If you'd be interested or up for introducing yourself.
I'm Holly. I'm married to the oldest. I was the first incoming in-law.
That's true. You were the OG in-law, weren't you? It sets it up well for your husband there.
Yep.
I'm PJ, and I like to party.
You can't say that.
And
Or he said I like to party.
my favorite color is green, if we're still doing the favorite color thing. And I am married to Holly.
Oh, you know what? Oldest? I completely spaced. Next in line would have been James.
James is working.
Oh, oops.
Is James here?
He's working.
James is working.
That's okay.
We'll introduce him at the end. Drew?
When you have
James
that
is
size
right
family,
here.
you can't
Oh,
tell if
never mind.
everyone's
James
there.
is here, guys.
Oh,
Hey,
James.
James.
Yeah.
James.
Hello, James.
James.
Hi, James.
All right,
Hello.
James, if you would introduce
Hola.
yourself.
And now we'd like to advertise for Thompson Auto Body. Racine, Minnesota.
The unofficial sponsor of the Welcome to the Medins podcast.
Everybody gets a free car.
Go ahead, James.
Hi, I'm James.
Guys, that introduction went about as you would expect it to. Short, sweet. Drew, then, I guess you're up next.
Yep, I'm Drew. I'm not James.
That's true.
And yep, that's all I got because I was not prepared for this day. So
You have a wife, though, don't you, Drew?
yep, somewhere she's in the background singing about our dog pooping right now. I texted her to try and tell her that we could hear it, but she has not texted me back.
Oh.
So we will likely hear more songs about that off in the distance in the future.
All right, next in line, I introduced myself at the beginning. Tyler.
Cool. My name's Tyler, as has been said. I am one of the in-laws. Yeah.
And I'm Catherine, his wife.
And that's Catherine, my wife.
Babe, you're younger than Sarah, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's name Sarah now.
Your turn, Sarah.
I'm Sarah. I'm his wife.
Hi again.
I love James' participation. Your turn.
I'm Michaela. I'm the wife of the host, in-law to the family.
You get a lot of perks.
Yep.
We have free car.
He probably gets 2 cookies.
Oh, that's
All right, Deborah.
I'm Deborah. I'm the second youngest in the life of the party.
I think most of us would agree with that. Daniel?
I'm Daniel. I am the youngest, apart from my wife. But I like to think I'm some of the creative side, maybe.
I would agree.
I'm Brianna, his wife, and the youngest, but not the shortest.
We don't need to say who's the shortest, Deborah, okay?
Yeah, you brought that upon yourself.
In case everyone...
I'd say no low blows, but any blow against Deborah would have to be a low one.
I can't hear. Is it Drew?
well,
Drew saying something?
yes,
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. You'll get to hear it in the final version, and I think it'll be actually kind of nice that you can't respond to it.
All right, well,
right
then
at
I'm
the
going to
end of
have a really good comeback. Then you're like, oh, I'll have to wait. Oh, that would have been a really good comeback. But now, I have time.
Yeah, all Deborah's comebacks are going to come one episode later.
Episode 3 is going to be like relating to episode 1.
Next episode, we're going to start with all of my comebacks, and then we'll start.
That's how we keep getting people
Actually,
to
the next
listen.
episode.
There we go, so they can anticipate Deborah's comeback. Well, before we get too much farther, speaking of sponsors,
Were we speaking of
yeah,
sponsors?
we were totally
Don't
speaking
recall
of
that.
sponsors.
3 or 4 minutes
We're
ago.
just talking about
Okay.
cookies.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone should raise up your cookie here.
I already
I got
mine.
mine.
Mine's gone.
We're sponsored by a local
What?
treat place in town. Everyone on Zoom is missing out right now. Sorry, guys, couldn't get you guys any cookies. Stir Confections. They have amazing cookies. Yeah, kikus.
To explain, he has kids who say that
That's
instead
true.
of cookies.
So my,
Wow, this
my
is
English
good.
will be
He's
broken
not
throughout
just
this.
crazy.
Maybe part of the show might just be inside jokes.
Yeah, it might be.
A lot of it.
But if you're in the Northfield area, you should stop by Stir Confections. It's in the Market Plaza next to Caribou, Verizon, Subway, and Taco Bell, who are not sponsors yet. Nor I think Taco Bell ever will be, especially if it's this time of night. But stop by for their amazing cookies, their sweet popcorns. They have really good toffee caramel chocolate that I really enjoy.
They make really good chocolate cheesecake every once in a while.
Really
Oh,
good.
and those
The
sugar
gelato.
cobbled pecans or
I
whatever
was gonna
those.
bring those
Sure,
up. They're
yeah.
literally
Oh my
Christmas
goodness.
movie. Like, it just tastes like Christmas.
And the gelato. Don't forget the
Oh,
gelato.
yeah, don't forget the gelato. I spend a lot of my personal dollars. You can ask my wife about what that means. On these peanut butter cookies.
I will.
And so often I try to hide that I bought them, but it's kind of hard because...
By personal dollars, he means that he had to get a sponsor in order to get
Yeah, just so I can have this cookie again. So thank you very much, Stir Confections. I'd recommend you guys stop by because guess what? Valentine's Day is going to be coming up soon, and they have a special deal going on. If you guys see those tins there at the end of the table, if you buy 2 and say, "Welcome to Medins," you get $1 off. So keep that in mind as you're thinking about your beloved sweet one, or if you're single and ready to mingle and you want to treat yourself. Well, you get $1 off for getting 2 tins of 6 cookies, and they can either be custom ordered, so you can get a tin of all peanut butter ones, all chocolate chip ones, or an assortment. It's up to you. So stop by Stir Confections when you have time.
Can I do that?
Yes, Deborah, you are allowed to do that. All right. So leading up to this, I kind of reached out to the world of Facebook to see if anyone had any questions that they wanted to know about the Medins. And surprisingly, there were a lot of questions that came up. So either we need to be more open about our lives or else we're meeting this demand with this podcast. So someone commented on our Facebook page, like it, and wanted to know how Mom, Dad, how you two met.
Want me to answer?
You got this one?
Mom, I think you'll be answering all of Dad's questions.
Please answer in Norwegian. I think it's going to be with the
Oh,
question.
yes. No, I could probably... No, I couldn't. We met in Norwegian class at college. Norwegian class.
2 Norwegians meeting in Norwegian class.
Yes.
Where neither knew Norwegian to begin with.
That's right.
Nor do they now.
And one of us had an A going in Norwegian, not me. And the other one had something less than an A
Yes.
and needed help.
Yes.
Higher than a G.
Got that going for him.
Dad had an F for fjord.
Dad had an F for fjord, according to Drew.
Yes, there we go. Yes.
Well, when you guys met and started to fall in love and all that fun jazz, Was it always your plan to have as big of a family as you guys have here? Were you guys thinking smaller or even larger?
No, I'll take this one. We were actually thinking larger,
Yes, we were.
and 8 kids didn't fit in a Suburban, and that trimmed it down to 7.
My husband didn't want.
Practical reason.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard him say many times, my toy, I don't want to share my toy.
True.
Yeah.
I suppose it's hard to give up the position of the baby of the family when you're so used to being coddled and spoiled and whatnot.
And always getting the absolute front seat of the car.
So a number of factors cut us at 7, but the main one is we wanted a 4-wheel drive vehicle, and 8 didn't fit in that.
What kind of vehicle would that be, Dad? Maybe they could be our sponsor next. Well, Mom, from that, did you always know that you wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, homeschool? What was kind of the choice that went on there?
Stay-at-home mom just made sense. You know, daycare is expensive if you're doing it times 7. So really, we couldn't afford daycare.
And we couldn't find a daycare place to take you.
That's right. And people always ask me if I was running a daycare. Anyway, so they'd come up to me. Do you run a daycare? Yes. Of children who all look alike. If your child doesn't look like this, they can't come in. So
That's rather unfortunate.
I know.
There was not welcome from the deans at that point in time, I guess.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, and homeschooling was, I met some families that I knew who homeschooled, and so their kids were awesome, and I wanted my kids to be awesome, so I figured that was the way to go. So that's why
And you did have a degree in psychology and English, so you were kind of set up for it.
I could do it. It's my chance to practice psychology.
Is that good?
And a good chance to practice English.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now as of this December, we actually got all 7 through college.
Yes.
That's true.
All the
Congratulations,
children.
Daniel.
Yeah. Woo.
Took you long enough.
I was the longest to go through college, apparently.
Was it?
I was told I was.
I don't think they call it the longest. I think they call it the tallest.
Oh.
21? Right?
It's like almost 6 years of college.
I think that sounds about the same for us, too.
Hey, I was in college for
Oh.
6 years.
Whatever.
Yeah, wow, Sarah, you're so impressive.
But she did
Thank you.
major in.
You'll have to talk a little louder there,
Oh.
Brianna.
Oh, she did major in teaching.
Yeah, some of her classes, we were in college at the same time.
It's so dumb.
And one time, she was drawing pictures of a vending machine that had bubbles. And I was doing accounting homework.
She and I were like, we did this, we did this, we did this. Sarah comes to us like, guess this bubble was the biggest in class today.
Man, that teaching degree sounds legit. Dad made a good point. Sarah does have her master's. The rest of us well, Mom has her master's too.
Yeah.
And
Dad
so
has
does
a law
Dad.
degree.
Fine. So there's 3 of us who are really impressive, and then the rest of us, I still have to play catch up.
I'm not getting my master's.
Oh.
I am looking for a rich husband, so I don't have to get my master's.
Yeah, we knew that, Deborah.
So
I don't
for all of
want
our
to work.
listeners, you want to keep that in mind.
I
Start
don't wanna
building your
work, I
bank
just wanna have
account.
kids. Catherine, do you have anything to say there, Michaela?
I'll just keep mine trapped shut.
Now, this being such a big family, I would really like to know kind of what everyone kind of thought of growing up all together. I know not all of you will be able to hear, but I'll start with you, PJ. Everyone will get to hear in post. But I'll point out when he's all done, and we'll move on to Drew, Sarah, and then all of us here at the table can start answering. Go ahead, PJ.
I always really enjoyed it. I thought it was great to have so many brothers and sisters and have friends around all the time. You never felt alone. Yeah. Plus, I enjoyed the band thing greatly. I thought it was great that we all, were assigned to the band initially, and gave me a chance to take some of the ideas that were in my head and actually hear them played out live. So, yeah, I loved it, every aspect of it.
Drew?
Yep. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was just making sure. I just changed some EQ stuff. What was the question?
Uh,
Sorry. I was trying to make sure that everything was working on this end.
What was it like for you growing up in a big family with all of us?
It was okay. I mean,
Drew said it was okay.
it was pretty good for the first year and a half, and then
Drew said it got
No, I'm
better
just
after
kidding.
I was born.
I'm just kidding. It was fine. I liked all the houses that we lived in. We moved quite a few times. They were always pretty interesting. I like being around like the Northfield area. It's kind of a nice part of Minnesota to be in. I mean, most parts of Minnesota are pretty nice parts of Minnesota to be in. So
That's true.
yeah, it was good. There were a couple of questionable, days or whatever, but I think statistically in the long run, it was pretty good.
How about you, Sarah? How do you feel being the second oldest, or second oldest girl, and number 5 in the bunch?
You mean the middle forgotten child? Great.
Catherine
It
was
was
the
fun.
middle
I
forgotten
enjoyed
child.
growing up with
Catherine
the big
was the middle
family and
forgotten
being
child, I
around
guess.
everyone. And I'm impressed by mom and dad for, one, being pregnant that many times. Hoofda. But then making it so that we all came out friends is just amazing, because I live further away, so I don't get to see you guys as much, and sometimes I miss you guys. So I like the family.
Thank you, Sarah. Who here
You're
would
welcome.
like
You
to
can
answer
pay
that
me later.
question?
The question you asked, or
Yeah, the question.
okay,
is.
I didn't know if somebody on there asked a question. I
Tyler,
can't hear him.
what was it like growing with us?
Yeah.
You guys were really good at hide and seek. I didn't see any of you till I was like 18. You guys win because I grew up.
He's a really involved game.
I thought it was great. I liked having everybody around. You kind of had like friends who couldn't not be your friends. I don't know if somebody else already
forced
said that,
friendship,
but
yes.
yeah, you didn't have to really go looking for friends. And I think we heard a lot when we were little, like, your kids really need to open up their group a little bit, because we were all really good friends.
Catherine was also the one who was in charge of everything when they were all kids.
Yeah, so that made it a lot
she
easier
made
for
it
me. We
great
did
for
what I
herself.
wanted.
That is very true. We got rid of the Barbies when Catherine said we were getting rid of the Barbies.
She
Just
made
tears going down Deborah's face.
Yeah. She made plans of who would be whose
They didn't have far to
maid of
fall.
honor and best man when she was like 5.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
sat Sarah and I down and said, "This is the way it's
That's
gonna
because
go."
if I didn't order it, I was never going to be a maid of honor.
But you didn't tell us this until your wedding, and then you're like, "I only said that because you and Sarah were closer, and I just want to be a maid of honor."
And I will be.
Yeah,
At the last wedding. Daniel, how do you feel being the youngest?
Growing up in this family. Most of my memories consist of me playing Legos by myself.
We'll cut this portion out, maybe.
Well, it was
Gotcha,
3
child.
boys and then 3 girls
Yeah.
and then 1 boy.
Yeah.
So kind of there's a big age gap before the other people who were playing with
If
Legos.
it wasn't Legos, it would have been Barbies. And
It was
yeah,
Barbies.
I was playing with tutus and glitter.
It
at
was
one
if
point.
if it wasn't Legos, and it was Legos with Sarah and Deborah for a while, then they grew out of it. Then it became Polly Pockets for a little bit.
Probably her doing.
Yeah,
That was
that's
just-
that's when we were trying to. He was sleeping in our room at the time, and I don't remember exactly, but I guess
think
the
Catherine
next
decided
week
it
he
was
was out
done.
of our room.
Catherine does
But no.
remember
Master
she
plan.
plotted
I
this
really-
whole
I
thing
really
to get
enjoyed,
Daniel out of our room.
Being able to hang out with your guys' friends and kind of having them be my friends.
They were your friends. They loved you.
Yeah, I know.
They thought you were so cute.
I know. I was. And I was really close to my brothers, so yeah, it was great.
How about you, Debo?
It was good. I liked growing up in a big family because I feel like, especially as one of the younger ones, because like you're close with your siblings, and then one goes on to like the next phase of like growing up, and then then you just pick a different sibling, and you're like, well, now we're friends, and then and then you all catch up, and I feel like within the last few years we've all gotten to like the same phase. We're all mature. We're all adults. So I feel like I'm making connections with older siblings that I didn't have connections with when I was younger. So personally, I enjoy being siblings now that we're all on the same level, and that all of my siblings are having babies, and I can be the favorite auntie. So I really love you for your kids.
Yeah.
I love having a big family
I
for their
somehow
kids.
felt that was coming.
I should add, during the time in Switzerland that Deborah got the entire, I think it was rugby team of the high school to have my back if I were ever bullied. So yeah, I was really protected by Kat and Sarah and Deborah. I really enjoyed that.
That was really good.
Now, Sean, they mentioned Switzerland. I'm not sure if
Over 5 minutes.
Dad can't get
It's a
through
record.
one checkout at his stores without mentioning that they may need to ship it to Switzerland because we live there.
And did you know that there's 2 Switzerlands in the family? 2?
Yeah, that's Dad's new thing.
So we lived in Switzerland.
5
Mom
years.
and Dad lived there for 5 years, and then Catherine, Sarah, myself, and Daniel moved there, and then slowly started moving back when we were old enough for college. So Daniel and I, out of all the kids, lived there the longest. 4.5 years, that is. And we moved there because of Dad's job. And yeah.
At the end.
There were a lot of fun stories happening. Drew and his wonderful wife got engaged there.
Well, no, technically in France.
No,
Sorry,
that was
technically in
on the
France. My
Eiffel
bad.
Tower.
Yeah, on the Eiffel Tower. Let's
Yeah.
not
Not
do
on
that.
top, though.
Not on
I
the
would
very
like to throw
top.
that out.
Deborah
It was really high,
wants to make sure
though.
that's known.
It's a lot of stairs.
So
Well, Deborah, we had to make sure that you had at least some dream of reaching it.
Drew
So-
wanted to make sure that you had at least some dream in your life that could exceed him.
No.
You can
That
pay
she
for the
was
elevator.
tall enough to reach
Oh.
it.
So for any of our listeners who are maybe looking for a wonderful young lady, there is one more floor on the Eiffel Tower that you could propose to Deborah on, if you're blessed enough to get her hand.
and you make it past the
And you
family.
make it past us, but that'll be for another episode.
You could also propose to Deborah inside of one of the dorm rooms at Winona, as that place is also very special to her. Just a
I
lobby.
have been. I did get a
Make it boring.
a proposal on a why can't I think of it?
Dating site?
Sticky notes?
No, it was what you used to like keep the doors open. It was like a block, but like
a
it's
door
a cement block.
stop?
It was a cement block
That's romantic.
that was taped to my door, and I was like, this door deck doesn't have 3 elements.
How strong of tape were they using?
I'd have someone else take it off the door.
Flex tape.
And on the back of it, it said, "Will you marry me?" Blonde. I'm not gonna say his name, but yeah, it was a
Oh,
resident.
I thought they thought
So-
you were blonde.
Yeah.
No, you
Yeah.
can't top that, Drew. That was a more romantic.
You're right. I didn't have anybody creepy stalking me.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't.
Guys,
Sean,
I feel kind of bad as we were introducing our family, all the siblings. We forgot someone who's been like a sibling for Austin. How long has it been?
Is it
Too long.
14
Just too
years?
long.
12 years.
12 years?
He
12?
is the 8th child.
13 maybe.
Yeah.
Let's go in the middle. 13 years.
13 years, yeah.
13 years you've been a part of this family. I'd actually really like to know your thoughts here, quick, Austin, and growing up with this family more or less over the past 13 years.
I mean, yeah, so I spent probably a majority of my time living here on the weekends. During the regular week, I lived with my own parents and whatnot, but yeah, here on pretty much every weekend from high school through college and so on and so forth. Yeah, I mean, I love being around a big family, and like this was something that I kind of want to grow with myself, like just kind of based off this. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of started one weekend and then just fit in because everybody in the family is so welcoming. So yeah, just another addition to how many are here. So
Austin might have actually been the first official welcome to the Medin member.
I would like to say, though, that a couple of weekends ago, your mom told me in front of all the ladies at church that I could not claim you as mine because you were hers. So
that's sweet.
it's sweet
I think that was
she
for
loves you
tax
so much.
reasons, though.
we were trying to win a game. It was
okay.
You had more children.
I don't think you should be able to play that game
think I
because
won.
you'll win always.
No.
But you are forgetting a few members.
Well,
Yes.
that's true.
We got
Let's introduce
William, we
them.
got Ellie.
We got
Mano.
Kane. I talked
Oh
to
yeah,
her.
we definitely
Kane.
have Kane.
Yep.
Got
And we have our
Junior
next sponsor,
Menno.
B&L's Pizza in
Menno.
Northfield,
I
Minnesota.
know you said it very quietly.
Now he said
That's a good
Menno
one,
4
Drew.
times.
Thank you.
Drew, Drew said there's one more sibling we forgot.
Dora doesn't count.
Nope. B&L's Pizza.
Our family has grown up with them.
That's true.
That's right.
Located on Division Street in downtown Northfield.
Best
Catherine
pizza in
made it-
town.
That's true.
It
If
is
you
That's
like,
absolute
if,
best.
wait, if you like Basil's or the other ones, we're not friends.
Which wasn't the point
We
of
might
this.
have to edit that part out. B&L's.
B&L's,
B&L's.
phenomenal. Catherine did make a good point. We pretty much have grown up there over the past. I was just talking with the owners, Brad and Lula, their daughter Kayla, and we were going through how long we've been there, and I was like, oh, at least 15 years, and she was like, I was like, 17? 19? Over 20? And she's like, you guys have been here a long time.
Why aren't you smiling? Smile, please.
We even stopped there. I think it was like -5 during winter walk or something. And they're not doing indoor seating right now. We still stopped by, got our pizza, just took it to a different restaurant. Sat down at a different restaurant, ate our B&Ls.
So yeah, if you guys want some great pizza, because it honestly is our
The
favorite.
best.
The best pizza
We take
in
every
town.
guest from out of town,
And it's
out of
Greek.
country.
That's true.
They did our wedding reception.
They do wedding receptions.
They've done, what's
They
it
did
called?
Drew's
Groom's dinners?
groom's dinner.
I think they
They've
did mine
done,
too.
did
they've
that.
done
They did
days
mine
when
too.
I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
like feeling
Done
down.
all
Yeah.
of our
They've been
celebrations
there for those too.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
true. B&L's has been a big part of monumental moments in our lives, which is pretty incredible. So if you
They've
want a
witnessed every
restaurant
one
to
of
be
our
part
embarrassing
your
exes,
life-
Sean.
Yeah. Oh, you don't need to put that out, Drew. All right, well, we'll wipe that part out. Thank you. If you want a restaurant who invests in more than just your stomach, B&L's. And they told me today, because I had to turn around and stop by for clarification about a coupon. They said deals to come. So you got to keep listening
We
to our
get
podcast.
Follow them on
Every
Facebook,
time.
too.
Yeah, follow them on Facebook. Like Catherine said, they are only takeout right now. Yeah, takeout. But they are also looking for help to be able to open up their doors to be able to dine in. So
Yeah,
if
they
you're
got a
looking
beautiful
for a job,
inside.
that's true. And I'm hoping, Brad and Lula don't know this yet, to eventually record one of these in their restaurant.
Would Drew come
So
in?
They're
now,
sitting there
Brad and
listening
Lula,
like,
that
oh,
you know.
Well, then we're going to have baklava included. because
Yes.
Oh, yeah, they have to.
have the
Their
best
desserts
baklava.
All their desserts are homemade.
Yeah.
So
Helen
good.
Medin will show up.
Yep. She's not going to say anything. She's going to eat all the baklava.
Yeah.
Helen Medin.
She's probably
being our
coming
grandma.
back from her
She
weekend
won't order any of her
right
own,
now
though.
to say,
She's just
"Did
going to
you
eat
have
off of all of ours.
Did you have some baklava around here?
That baklava looks really good.
Well, we
Grandma's
def-
Mickey Mouse?
Drew thought that was Mickey Mouse. Well done, buddy.
Thank you.
I was going for Kermit the Frog, but
Oh boy.
that sounded more like Pinocchio.
Oh whatever. I tried.
What a great way to end the first episode on. So thank you everyone for taking the time to get together with me. I know that this is probably one of my big out-of-the-box ideas that may or may not have annoyed you all at first. But taking the time to do this with me, because it does kind of help make a dream come true for me. As well as thank you guys very much for always being inviting to different people who have come into our lives. Kanae, Ellie, Austin, William, as well, and Menno, along with, let's plug it one more time, all of our Swiss friends.
Switzerland.
Yeah, Switzerland.
Switzerland, and all of our South African friends that we met in Switzerland.
yeah.
We
South
can't forget
Africa.
Amy, who's the first one actually that stayed with our family years
Oh,
ago,
yes.
right?
Oh, Amy, if you're
remember.
listening.
Yes.
Amy,
Really
yeah,
love-
I think we're friends on Facebook, so you'll probably get to hear this. So shout out to you, Amy. Thank you for also helping to start this. I know.
And special mention to Troy Morgan.
Oh, yep. Special mention to Troy Morgan. And Troy, this is for you. So that's a blast from the past.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, I know. And supposedly he lives here in Minnesota now.
No, he
No.
doesn't and
Yeah.
hasn't reached out.
I'm pretty
Troy,
sure.
this isn't for you anymore. Why didn't you contact us?
Unless you're a guest.
We have a funny story about Troy that'll come up in one of our later podcast episodes. But, guys, I was just thinking about the fact that it is kind of odd sometimes that, like, I don't always feel like I know you guys that well to, like, just sit down and talk. Usually when we talk, it's kind of music related.
I never knew that Mom and Dad stopped having kids because of a Suburban.
Yeah.
Speaking of music.
You made the cut, buddy.
Yeah. But it's nice to be able to sit down and connect you guys with the family, and I want to be able to capture these kind of moments on screen as well as audio. Eventually, we're going to get our grandparents involved here. They have a lot of great memories and things to impart to us that I want to make sure they're always around for us, as well as future Medin, Lexville, Greenwood, whatever Deborah's last name will eventually be. Families to be able to go back and visit because we love them very much. But and thank you, Austin, for doing the sound for us today. You did a wonderful job. So we want to welcome all of you into our family because one of the most important parts of one's life is their family. And we want to help provide that to all of you by including you here in our lives. Whether that be directly, maybe you end up on the podcast eventually, or we just hang out with you outside of usual life. We see you on Sundays, who knows, maybe at B&L's. Or Stir Confections.
Yeah. Or Switzerland.
Or
Backyard
the
Bash.
unofficial sponsor of Welcome to the Medins. But if you want to be kept up to date on the newest things that we're up to in the newest episodes, like our page, Welcome to the Medins, on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram at Welcome to the Medins. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and podcast pages. We're looking forward to getting to see you guys all again. And like Daniel said, a quick plug here. We have a little bit of a music festival that goes on here at the house during the summer. I should probably talk with our oldest brother about this, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen this year. I don't see his beard saying no, so I'd imagine this is a yes. So we'll hopefully get to see you there too.
For my beard.
PJ said he'll speak for his beard, and yes, it will happen. We're looking forward to seeing you guys next time. But before we head out, guys, I want to do a quick word of prayer to kind of fish things out. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. Lord, thank you so much for this time to be able to spend together as a family, be able to connect and just kind of laugh and eat some good food with each other. We give this to you, Lord, that our funny stories, memories, and that our family will always be very inviting and loving and be able to be an encouragement to others. So we just cover this in your name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
You guys, see you in the next episode of Welcome to Medins.